Hi, everyone. Welcome to Toxic Google. I'm Kevin Balk, and we're here with the Suicide Squad cast, so let's welcome them.
Yeah, yeah.
How are you guys?
What's the deal?
We got the real versions and the mini versions of you guys.
Yeah, that's cool.
Phenomenal. Huge blockbuster hit coming up this summer for you guys on August 5th. So thank you guys all for being here. David, this is your movie. Just absolutely phenomenal. And you know, it's essentially a film about a group of villains brought out of Arkham Asylum and jails, all orchestrated by Adewale Waller, played by Viola Davis. And she gets pretty dirty in the film. But so people were going crazy with this with Comic-Con, and you describe this movie as bad versus evil, which is really interesting. So you talk about just what's the difference between bad and evil.
Bad and evil. You know, the thing about evil, it's like pornography. You know it when you see it.
You're like, oh yeah, that's an ass. That's an ass. That is definitely an ass.
But at the end of the day, look, it's yeah, sure, these are the bad guys, but
So good.
you okay, Cara?
I think Confucius said
Flashbacks.
that.
That's a good way to start. That's a good way to start. Yeah, and we're off.
Finally, right? But no. Look, at the end of the day, it's you have a group of bad guys. These are the supervillains, right? But they do have good hearts, and maybe they don't know that about themselves in the beginning, but along the way, they discover that, and they actually see the good in each other, form this incredible family, and then go on to do some wonderful things together, and you know, maybe save the world in the process.
Awesome. And so, Will, you played Deadshot, big popular villain in Batman's Rogue Gallery. Why did you choose Deadshot? So they probably had your choice of superheroes, I would imagine, or villains. And so why did you choose this role over any other?
Actually, I didn't. It was funny. I didn't.
Awkward.
No, when Dave came and he pitched everything, I loved the character of Diablo. I was like, yo, that's crazy. And Dave was like, dude, you're Deadshot. Yeah. Okay. But really, everybody signed on without a script, right? Nobody.
No
So
script.
there was no script. You know, I had just seen Fury, and I knew David's work, and he came and pitched the idea, and really, as a testament to David, we all signed on without a screenplay. He pretty much laid out the characters that he saw for us in his mind, and we all signed on and became a family with like sort of a kind of a loving, malicious, abusive father. Yeah. So
Normal family.
And Margot, you play Harley Quinn. So it is absolutely phenomenal. You nailed the character. She's really insane, and you get to see the origin story of Harley Quinn, and it's really, really just amazing how that's done in the film. But what was the toughest part about getting her right? About just saying, oh, I found her.
The physical training and stuff started 6 months before we started shooting, so that stuff was more mechanical, and I knew it was something I could learn if I put in the hours. The hard part was finding the vulnerable side and not being scared to, the rehearsal process. I'm sure you guys have heard David has a pretty rigorous rehearsal process that everyone has to be involved in, and it's super painful. But that side of it was tricky, and also trying to figure out the dynamic with the Joker. I just couldn't understand why she was with him when he tries to kill her all the time.
But it's your voice.
The voice was hard to get too. I didn't. It's hard because the only portrayal of Harley's voice is super, super high pitched and animated and comical. But when you're doing a David Ayer film, there's going to be like really deep, gritty parts as well. So we needed to find an in-between ground.
Gotcha. And Jay, your character of El Diablo, without spoiling anything, the dynamic between you and Will's character of Deadshot is interesting because you see it in the trailer as well, where he provokes you a lot, and you kind of want to contain your powers, it seems like, and he just wants to bring them out.
Well, there's a really important part of the film where, you know, his backstory is revealed, and he's afraid to really open that side up because he did something horrific. And this new group of people is becoming his surrogate family, and he doesn't want to destroy them the way he's destroyed other people. So yeah, it's interesting to sort of see that be revealed during the course of the film.
Gotcha. And
no, I'm saying it was interesting. His character is the most powerful, really, out of all of us. and he doesn't want to fight. And that's just such a beautiful thing. And yeah, you haven't seen the movie yet, right? You guys haven't seen it. Okay, so yeah, I was making sure. I was about to do a Joel Kinnaman. Joel.
Tell him how it ends, Joel. It's
Great. It's really good.
This is his nickname is Spoiler Alert.
What?
Joel will tell anything.
Take
it's like,
the microphone
Joel,
off
you can't
him.
say that.
Yeah, take the microphone.
When you were
confiscate
talking
that.
about it, I was like, did I say that in the interview? Did I tell him about his backstory? Like, I don't think so.
That's enough.
Cara, you play Enchantress, which your character is as scary as hell. It's crazy. You play dual roles. It's crazy. Enchantress is absolutely
Thanks.
crazy. And you play an archaeologist.
And
as
June
well.
Moon.
Yeah, so you play an archaeologist, and then on June Moon, and so, but then Enchantress like takes over your body. So we won't reveal how that happens. But what was it like playing just one of the creepiest villains we've seen to date on screen?
I don't think she's that scary. She's just a little dirty. I just think she needs a good bath or something. I mean, I had such a wonderful time, especially playing two characters. It was just, I think the only thing I found as difficult was the hair and makeup every day. I still have to.
How many hours?
3?
3
I mean,
hours.
3. I mean, I didn't go through as much as Adewale, but it was more the scrubbing at the end of the day. It was the layers and layers of worked up dirt. It was fun.
And you guys had a really good dynamic on the set, right? Because you guys had a group text going on. It was like Suicide Squad for life. It was a group.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
for
it's
life.
still going on too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No one's getting rid of these anytime soon.
No.
Oh yeah, and tattoos. Yeah, so it's tattoos. David. Oh, he got the squad.
Yeah.
That
Joel,
one-
show him yours. Joel has the squad.
biggest one.
The biggest one.
Will
yeah.
did that one.
I did that one.
He did it with his eyes closed.
Huge mistake.
Yeah.
And we're asking Will, so when are you getting your ink? And he's like, oh, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I'm gonna get
Tomorrow
it.
after
Always
rap.
put
Tomorrow
it
after
off.
rap.
At rap.
At rap. Yeah, at rap. Yeah, I don't want to get it while we're shooting. Yeah.
But
So we
Margot
hated
brought
it.
the gun though. Didn't you bring the tattoo gun?
I've got it with me.
Yeah. So
Oh, let's do it now.
Yeah, no.
bring out the tattoo gun.
Y'all want to get a tattoo?
Will it.
No, this is the problem. I say all the time, this is the problem when 40-year-olds hang with 20-year-olds. It goes wrong. It ends in the hospital. It just does.
Well, it's not so fair. It wasn't so fair because you did Joel's. Because I think Joel, you asked for the tattoo.
Well, we were all going to get them. You know?
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, Will, do mine. And then when he started, I was like, what the was I thinking?
Yeah, you described it as like watching a drunk baby fly a helicopter. Is where you exact descriptions of that. So
Yeah, I didn't want to. I didn't want to do it, but everybody was so excited, I got wrapped up in the moment. I was like, I'll do it, Joel. I'll do Joel.
And that energy that he had right there, that was the energy he had while he was tattooing. It was like,
David, you have some crazy stuff that happened on set. You're shaving off people's eyebrows. Margot's, and you're helping shave Jai's beard and chopping off Karen's hair. So what is that with your process is amazing, I think, is all the stuff that was coming out of the set of how you get inside people's heads. So where did that develop? Why, did you start with that when you first started filmmaking, or did you kind
in the Navy.
Well, I did cut hair in the Navy. I cut hair in the submarine, so I've used clippers before, but it's part of the process. It's like you grab someone out of rehearsal, alter their look, throw them back in. It's a little bit like being in prison, I guess. Yeah. And they get mocked by the other prisoners, so it just helps them get there.
we were in the rehearsal space, and he left with Karen and came back with her scalp. He walked in with hair. I was like, oh my God, it's a carcass.
We threw it to Margot, and she didn't like that.
Karen's hair was midway down her back, and it was beautiful. And we're like, oh, wow, it's beautiful,
That's
beautiful.
so nice.
David said, dude, come here, clip, and just cut her hair off. I was like, ah! And all I could do was just take a picture of it on the floor. I was like, I'm going to post this, Karen, okay? man.
Jai, you play Captain Boomerang, and which is probably one of the funniest parts of the film. He's the most unhinged character. So can you talk about just developing that character and his crazy psyche?
Yeah, I had to go pretty crazy, undergo a pretty crazy transformation to find him.
It's a stretch.
I'm obviously nothing like the character. Keep it together at all times. Find it hard to step out of my shell. And so it was pretty intense, man. And it's been hard to shake off, you know.
Yeah, well, what's it been like about 30 years now? It's been like
Now here's the thing. Like I've done movies with actors before, and I've had love scenes where you all day long you're shooting a love scene with someone, and I've still managed to see Jai naked more. I was like, dude, just put some clothes on, man. You don't have to be naked, and you're outside. Do you know you're outside? We're outside.
I knew I was
outdoors.
outside.
It's November. Put some damn clothes on.
Just you got to stay out of base camp, stay away from the trailers, stay on set. It's safe on set. There's grown-ups there.
You go to base camp, anything could happen.
Yeah, well, I hear there's a story where you chased David at the end of the shooting naked, and he just sprinted away from you.
Yeah, at the end of a 20-hour shoot day.
And he didn't catch you, so what was the
me and
end
Jay, we were in Jai's trailer, and Jai was in the shower, and David comes and peeks his head in the trailer, and he's like, "Hey, dudes, what's going on?" And then Jai comes out of the shower, and he's only wearing a towel. And as soon as he sees David, he drops the towel, and David just instinctively just like darts out. And Jay goes, "Sick 'em, boy!" And Jai just takes off running, and he's chasing David like Terminator style, butt naked around the whole studio parking lot. And David,
Jai's a predator. You don't run from him. Instinctual things happen. Instinctual stuff happens.
When I smell blood.
We hear Karen's voice like, "Get him, Jai! Get him!"
I never got him.
No, David wanted no parts of it.
No.
And I come out my chair. I'm like, what the is going on out here? Oh no, Jai, don't put that on him.
What's the end game there? What were you gonna do if you did catch him?
I don't even know. I mean, I didn't think about that. We would have found out when I got him. Yeah.
And David told us later, he was like, "I was just trying to find some glass on the ground that I could run over to slow him down."
He was barefoot.
Yeah, no, this cast was thoroughly and perfectly chosen role by role, perfectly for what our personalities can accurately display on camera. Yeah, I think that was pretty.
Yeah.
Right people, right job.
Yeah.
And there's no transition, there's no segue. But Adam, there's nothing I can do for that. There's no way. So there's no right to
No way
Karen.
around it. So speaking of penises, Adam, you can't get out of that one.
Yeah, there's no way. So Adam and Karen, can you talk about the development of your characters, just with your training and getting
My training. The best thing about it is
training.
me and my wife became more bonded because I said, "Babe, David called and he wants me to learn how to use these ropes." And
Here we go. Bad road.
So we're very much in love. It brought us closer. We tied
You
the
tied the knot.
The views expressed by the Suicide Squad are not necessarily the views of Warner Brothers Pictures or Will Smith.
Well, Adam was wailing during training. I just remember, oh God, doing the air squats even.
It
Right?
was embarrassing, yeah. They were hard squats, man.
Now I think Adam, we all came in, and Jai. I think Jai, Margot, and Karen were like the most already in shape. Like they were in shape. They hit the set ready, and the rest of us kind of had to get in shape. And Adam was like this. Adam was here. I love this. One squat for today. Hey, Adam, what are you squatting? Gravity, man. Gravity. Wicked heavy. Like day to day.
So, Karen, how about your training? Because I'm guessing it wasn't like that.
Yeah, well, I got trained by Guy Norris, my stunt double Irma Leong, and Richard Norton, who have worked on Mad Max Fury Road. So I got the best training in the industry. I didn't have any prior experience with sword fighting, but we did a month and a half of pre-production. I know. No, it's funny because I know. In my audition email, it said you're going to do a little bit of martial arts, some acting, and then if you have a sword lying around at home, just bring it, just in case. I was like, who just has one at home? But sure enough, I did have a friend. And yeah, with a sword.
This is Karen's first movie. This is the first movie she ever made. Yeah, pretty much all downhill from here. Yeah.
Started from the bottom? No.
Well, you're phenomenal as Katana. So I want to kind of go around, and what are your characters' greatest weakness or weaknesses? So we'll start with you. Well, if you can actually, David, if you could do Jared's, because he's not here for Jared Leto for the Joker, but we'll start with you. But your greatest weakness, your character's
A character's greatest weakness. Well, what's interesting about Deadshot is he looks at his love for his daughter as a weakness, which is really interesting when you talk about, good, bad, and evil, right? So in his mind, he considers his daughter his Achilles heel. God, if I didn't love this girl, I could just kill people and not feel bad about it. But I got this chick, now I feel bad when I pink missed this guy, right? So it's like it's flipped in his mind what is good and bad and right and wrong.
I'd say June.
Like you got cut. Yeah, it was an accident, but it was really cool.
Thanks, Will. I tried. So I'd say June Moon's weakness is probably the Enchantress, and the Enchantress's weakness is probably June. Wow.
Okay,
There you go.
Profundity.
Yeah, I thought about that.
Profundity.
So the Joker's weakness is probably Harley Quinn, and it's definitely a love-hate relationship, and I think that he hates that he loves her and would never admit that he loves her, and he doesn't even know that he loves her, and he doesn't even know that he's capable of love, and I don't think any of us are sure if he even is capable of love.
I want to know David's weakness.
Oh, David. Jai.
Yeah,
it's Jai.
Well,
Us.
Yeah, you guys.
Harley's weakness. I mean, the obvious answer is the Joker, but I think it's actually her self-esteem, and that's why the Joker's her weakness.
Diablo's weakness is probably his family. Simple as that.
Yeah, I'd go with the same kind of theme that Flag's weakness is his love for June.
Honey.
But that's also his strength. It's also his strength. Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Absolutely strength too. It's like it's two sides of the same
We'll talk
coin.
about that later.
I think Katana's weakness is her willingness to, sacrifice her own life for justice or, for her husband. Yes.
Who's in a sword?
It's so Japanese
How
of
do you
you.
not know that?
Don't. That's a spoiler.
Adam didn't read the
That's a
script.
spoiler. Jeez. I can't do this.
Yes. He's in the sword.
I love that you just know this now, Adam. Glad you caught up.
Yeah.
I mean, damn it, Adam. I mean, this guy over here, like spoilers all the time. I mean, really. Ugh. It's just, we all work so hard, and then a guy like that comes along and just ruins it for everyone. I mean.
Slipknot is just women. He likes women.
And he likes tying them up.
He gets caught looking at women, and that's basically it.
No, not Adam. Slipknot, the character.
Oh,
your character.
Okay. Women.
Boomerang's got a weakness for plush toys. Weak at the knees.
Well, Suicide Squad is out August 5th, Friday, August 5th this week. It is absolutely phenomenal. We cannot thank you guys enough for being here. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.